What's up, everybody? It's Randy with CMT Outdoors. Today I thought I'd do just a quick overview of the Condor Varan and let you know my impressions of it. Just an all-around opinion, I guess. So here it is. It's an 8-inch blade. As you can see, I've removed the black powder coating that comes on it, and you can see the bronzing color from the heat treat. I kind of like it. Adds a bit of character. So I thought I'd just leave it as it is, see what kind of patina develops on it. Alright, it's a 8-inch blade with a drop point. It's 1075 high carbon. The handle is their high impact polypropylene with a lanyard hole. The lanyard hole itself is in a relatively awkward spot. As you can see, it lines up with my pinky. So I use gloves, and with the little hook at the end of the handle, I haven't actually had any problems as far as chopping or just holding on to the knife in general. In fact, it seats in my hand fairly well. As you can see there with that convex edge, it sinks fairly good without much of a use of energy. With no wasted energy, I mean. And prying, as you can see, that tip is fairly thick all the way out to the bevel. No distal taper or nothing, straight all the way through and through. I'm not afraid to get in there and pry with it. Granted, this isn't the hard outer layers. It's pretty soft wood, but I'm not afraid to bear down on it. And there we go. Still good. Let's see if I can get this crappy camera to focus. I keep putting my hand in the danger zone, if you noticed. So I'll twist away from me. But anyway, I have no worries about bearing down on that tip. It's held up quite nice, and it's even held up to batoning. As you can see, there's marks on the blade where I've put it through some fairly rough wood itself. Onto the sheath. It's your standard Condor sheath, leather. I dropped it in the dew. Put some water on it, but you know, right there it is. I'm not afraid of this sheath going bad. Just wipe it down, good to go. It's got their swivel on it, which I kind of like. Everybody knows a swivel. Put it on your side, you're walking, it's just nice and free, and you need to sit down, your knife will rotate out of the way. It's a pouch sheath, so your knife won't stop right there. It'll actually seat down into the sheath a little ways, which helps retention. Oh, that was my bad. I squeezed it. So there, you know, when you first get them, it's relatively tight. Just work it a little bit. As you can see, it holds in the end. Just give it a nice squeeze. You can see there, and you squeeze on it, it loosens up. Put it in, good to go. A little bit of a gap, but that's my fault. I stretched. I didn't know that you just working it in and out will help it fit. So I stretched the leather a little bit. So that's entirely my bad. No fault of Condor's whatsoever. The stitching on the sheath is good. It's got a welt in it. No worries yet. I actually fell in a creek a while back and was more concerned with myself than my knife, so I just left the sheath alone. But as you can see, none of that stitching has been damaged from being soaked. Still good to go. If you have any type of hand problem, suffer from hand fatigue or weakness, I would recommend this knife or any other knife with this handle, like the Rodan or the Cucamonga, I think it's called. No, the bigger knife and the littler knife that you would consider in this 3-knife set they have. It helps. That little hook helps with hand fatigue. I can even choke back on it. Get some really good power in my chops, as you can see. And then they have this little cutout right here. It's not exactly a choil, but you can use it so you can choke up for all your fine carving tasks. All around, it's a good knife. Depending on where you buy it, you can pay between $25 and I've seen it as high as $45. If you're thinking about pulling the trigger on this knife, I say go for it. It's worth every penny I paid. Well, as usual, thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you in the woods.